Here we go. Welcome everyone to our live event. If you're watching the recording, then welcome to the recording. We're super excited because tonight we get to talk to Jenni, who has been doing Core de Force for the last 2 months. She was in the test group, and so she was kind enough to hop on with us and give us a lowdown on this program. I know I've done the sneak peek workouts. It was the same workout for both sneak peeks, and I absolutely loved it. So I'm really interested to hear kind of what the other workouts look like, what we can expect from the program, just your experience with it, and your results. So I'm just going to hand it over to you right away so we can get into it. Maybe you can introduce yourself and let everybody know who you are, and then just jump right in.
No problem. Hi, guys. Thank you guys so much for joining us tonight and giving us your time. I just have a passion for what we do as coaches, and it's just been amplified by having the experience of being in this test group. All week and including into this weekend, I've had the chance to hop on different chats about this, whether it's to coaches or to people who are considering the program, and it's just been my pleasure to talk about it as much as I can. It's been such an amazing program, and it's really, really changed so many things for me, and I apologize in the background. I'm sitting here trying to pull up my pictures real fast. But the program itself, it's absolutely, it's amazing. It's more than you think it is. I know a lot of people they're doing the sneak peek, they're doing the preview, and they're thinking that it's going to be an all cardio type of program. And for some people, they're like, yeah, that's awesome. And other people are like, well, I don't like just cardio. But this is a total body transformation program. This is going to get you from head to toe, and it's going to sculpt and change your body in ways that, like I said, I love our programs. I love what they do, but I've never gotten results like this from any other program. I've never had all my trouble zones as a, one second, you're going to have to take those somewhere else because this picks up all the sound. My son's building Legos right here, and I know you guys can hear the crashing because like Zoom likes to pick up everything. It sculpts and defined my body just in ways that I've never had any of our other programs do. So I'm just going to pull up a few windows here. I don't know. I feel like maybe I should talk about the program and then show you the results, or I don't know if I should lead with my results. It's like keep you in suspense. I'll show you guys my results. So I like to talk about them as I show them to you guys. I'm just pulling up a few different ones that I like to feature. I apologize for not having these ready. I can just pull the other ones up in the background.
That's okay. I like your hocus pocus background.
Oh, thank you. A little Halloween decoration for the littles. Okay, so the thing that's, like I was saying, like this, it's a total body transformation program. They want us to be very clear about the fact that you will lose weight on this program, but it's not a weight loss program. That was not their intentions when they created this program. They created this program to completely transform your body, and I couldn't agree more. Since I started getting results, I've been using the example of like I really feel like it's chiseling and shaping and sculpting my body. I'm a mom of 3. I'm 35 years old. And my 2 youngest I had in my 30s. I had at 30 and 32. And I don't know how old you guys all are, but the whole thing that your body changes when you're 30, it's so true. And then go ahead and try and have some kids in your 30s, and it's going to change. And so my oldest, he's 12. I had him when I was 23. My body sprang right back. I popped into my diesel jeans and walked out that hospital and like never had a problem ever with my weight. And then I put on my weight after I had my daughter. Well, I put it on with my son, and then I had my daughter shortly after that. And I just like lost all my confidence. You can't really see, but I mean, you can kind of tell I have tattoos. I have like funky hair, whatever. But when I was in that period of my life, like I grew my hair out. I had like just really drab, like barely bleached it. I wore a lot of sweaters. I just wanted to cover anything that made me stand out or made me unique because my confidence was that low. And then I got introduced to T25 and I did T25 and I started getting my confidence back. And then a year into my coaching and my fitness journey, I was doing really, really good. And then I started focusing on the wrong things. And slowly my weight started coming back up. And I was like in denial that it was happening. And then before I knew it, like I realized that my clothes were fitting differently and I was not in a happy place again. And we have our coach summit in July. And so this past July, I was at our coach summit and I'm going to show you guys the picture from there. And I was there and I was heavier than the way I was the year before. And I'm like, I'm a health and fitness coach and I am bigger than I was last year, and I'm unhealthier than I was last year. What example am I setting? And I don't say this to sound cool or to be like, oh, I'm so awesome. But within our coaching team, like I have done a lot of trainings for our teams and I have done different things. And so I am considered a leader within our team. And so people in other people's teams will want to like meet and take pictures of the leaders because they see our faces everywhere, you know, like I'm not trying to sound cool at all. It's actually the opposite. And I knew that going into Summit that people were going to want to meet me, hug me, take pictures with me. And I was so nervous. And I was like, they're going to take a picture and it's on their phone. It's on their phone. I can't see it. I can't edit it. I can't crop half of me off. You guys, I know you guys know the tricks, the angles, the cropping. Me, I have 3 kids. Hey, kids, come in front of me. Like I was before I was on my journey, and then again when I got into a bad place, that was like all the tricks came back. It was like, oh, kids in front of me, oh, pictures from here up, you know. That was my life again. And now I was going to Summit and I was going to be in front of thousands of other coaches and hundreds of other coaches on our team who look up to me. And I felt like I hadn't just at that point failed myself, I had failed them, and that I was a fraud. And I hated that. I hated that in my business, but mostly I hated my personal life. We were moving to a new city and I was really uncomfortable to try and reach out and make friends because of like where I had let myself go. And this program just changed that for me. And I don't think it could have just been any program. I had a connection with this program since the moment that I caught little buzz about it. And then we got a we literally got a 3-minute sneak peek at the Coach Summit, 3 minutes. And I was sold. This is before I knew that I was going to be in the test group. So I get selected for the test group and I have all these emotions, the same kind of emotions that anybody who's starting a fitness journey has. Nervous, scared, what if I fail? I've tried this before, you know, all those things. And it was day 1 of the group and I pressed play and I fell in love. And then day 2 of the program, I was not expecting it at all, because day 2, I wasn't kicking and punching. Well, a little bit of kicking, but not a lot. I was on my hands and knees doing crazy ass push-ups that I've never seen done in my entire life with funky names. And I'm just like, I'm supposed to do that? Like I've always struggled with my upper body strength. And I was like, I didn't feel defeated, though I'm not going to say that word, but I was just like, wow, this is way more than I thought it was going to be. Because I went in thinking it was going to be kicking, punching, and cardio. And I was okay with that, you know. And then I was like, oh, there's strength. And then I looked at the calendar and I realized, oh, there's a lot of strength. So as far as the format goes, you're going to do an MMA workout. Have you guys all done the sneak peek? Yes? Okay, cool. So you're going to do similar to what you did on the sneak peek. So you're going to do an MMA workout, and then you're going to do a strength workout. And then you're going to do an MMA workout, and then you're going to do another strength, but we call it sculpt. And then you're going to do an MMA strength, MMA sculpt. And every other day is a strength day, which is really, really cool because that's what helps define your body. Now, the really cool thing is every single move in this program is going to, as I already said, chisel your body. Have you guys done 21 Day Fix? Anyone? Some of you? Okay. There's this one move in 21 Day Fix. I don't think it's an extreme, but you're holding your weights at the side of your legs, and you're just dipping one side and then the other side. And in it, Autumn says, oh, you're not going to feel this now, but you're going to feel it tomorrow. And it's really going to sculpt your midsection. And when I heard her say that, I remember one time, because I think you come off a hard move and then you do that move. And I remember just like cursing out loud and just being like, oh, like this one move for 1 minute is going to do anything to my treble sections. You know, like I know you guys have yelled at Autumn. You've probably yelled at all of our trainers. I just remember thinking that, like, this one move is not going to sculpt my midsection. I have 3 kids. My midsection likes to do what it likes to do. And even when I've been at my healthiest, my midsection was still a problem for me. So I remember thinking that. And then comes quarter force. And every single move is like that 1 minute. So every single move is working to define your core. It is working to strengthen your core. It's working to reshape your body. Total body transformation is what is going on in this program. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys those pictures that I kind of teased you about a second ago. And I do want to start with the picture of me at Summit, and then versus I don't think I put on here what day this was, but it was very much towards the end, and no, I didn't write how many days it was, but it was on the 18th. So that was just a couple weeks ago. So this is where I let myself get at Summit. So this is where I was starting when I started Quarter Force. Right here. And you can see in here, look, this is my friend Shirley. I'm trying to hide behind her. I got my purse, which I normally wear in the back. I switched it around to the front. I got my water bottles, got my sunglasses, trying to put my arm in the front. I was trying to hide in this picture. I did not know we were going to be taking this picture. We ran into one of the founders, the founding coaches of Beachbody, and we were chatting him up in the lobby. And we're like, hey, let's get a picture. And it was like my worst nightmare because I think my sweatshirt was in my bag, and that's what I was using to cover up for all my pictures. And so that was at the end of Summit, and then I started this program in August. And you can see, I mean, I think I look pretty awesome. I'm just saying. I'll say it. And then this is a gene series progression that I've been doing. I love this for so many reasons. One of the questions that they ask us in the test group when we finish a round is they ask me, how many pant sizes did I go down? And I had to be honest with them. And I had to say, you know what? I don't know. Because I've been cramming myself into these pants as I gained weight back because I refused to buy bigger pants. So look at that on day 3. That girl should not have been wearing those pants. Let's be honest. That's like a muffin meets a scone top. That's not even just a muffin top. That is like, how did I wear those in public? Like, I don't know. Like, it makes me uncomfortable looking at it now and knowing that was my reality. And I do know how uncomfortable I was when I was wearing those pants. I had to wear them with a shirt that was like flowy and loose and whatever and usually it was just if I was going somewhere that I had to dress like, I call it dressing like a human because I really just like to wear workout clothes or comfy clothes or yoga pants. And so that was actually my oldest son's middle school had a parents back to school night. And so I couldn't just go in yoga pants because it's my first time meeting his teachers. So I put those pants on and a really loose shirt, and I was like, you know what? If this program is going to do what I'm hoping it's going to do, I'm going to take this picture. And something inside of me said, take this picture. And then on day 10, already you can see how fast it just slimmed down some of that bloat. And then there you go on day 50 at the very right. And that picture on day 50, day 34, I was actually on vacation. I was on the 3rd day of, it was a Beachbody trip, but it was still a vacation. It was away from home. That was actually day 3 into my vacation, and I still had that much of a transformation. And then there's day 50 right there. So big things are possible with this program. Now I'm going to go ahead and show you guys my 60-day results. I just shared these last week. We just finished our 2nd round. I bought a bikini, you guys. I bought a bikini. I'm 35 years old. I already said that. I'm a 35-year-old mom of 3, and I went out and bought a bikini in the middle of October. It was very difficult to find a bikini in the middle of October. I don't own one. I own one pieces that suck me in. And I bought a bikini, and I rocked it on Facebook and on Twitter and on Instagram and everywhere else that would let me post this damn picture. I posted it because I am so proud of those results. These are better results that I got in 60 days on this program than I got in 9 months when I was hardcore on my journey when I first started coaching. And I can say that honestly. And there's still lots of room for improvement. But I'm so proud of these pictures. I know those are kind of far off, so I wanted to show you guys one last set of pictures that I posted today, and they're more close up. I used to think that when I first started getting my results, that my front pictures didn't do justice because I thought my side picture was where it was at because my stomach stuck out so much from being a mom and just that being my trouble zone. And now I look at my front pictures and I'm like, oh my God, look at those thighs. Look at that stomach. And something funny, I always tell my girls that when we're posting before and after pictures that they have to make sure that they're above reproach. You don't want to post one picture where you're this close to the camera and the other one where you're way back here, because it looks like you're trying to trick angles, right? And you don't want to post one where the pictures are lined up like this or whatever. So I always tell my girls, wear the same outfit. Make sure that the lighting is good, and make sure that your shoulders and your belly button are lined up. And so when I took these pictures and I lined them up, I posted them on my team page first, and I was like, all right, girls, throw the belly button thing out, because my belly button has migrated north when my belly came in. So I can no longer use my belly button for measurement to size pictures up. So I used my eyes, my chin, and my shoulders and just prayed that they looked even enough. But you can actually see where my waistline is, and I lined those up too. So I think I did a pretty dang good job. But it's so crazy to see what your body can do when you're feeding it right, and when you are exercising, especially when you're doing a program like Core de Force that is, its sole intention is to work on those trouble zones. I know it wasn't created for moms, but I feel like somewhere inside it really was. My trouble zones, my belly fat, my thighs, and my hips. And you guys let's just take a second and look at this. It blows my mind away to look at it. And I look at the person that I was there on day one, and that face was like, I thought I was smiling. Like they don't tell us not to smile in our before pictures in the test group, but a lot of people don't, because they want to show their face. And I was like, I'm not gonna be that person. I'm a happy person. I'm gonna smile. I thought I was smiling in that picture. Like that's my picture that I sent into Beachbody, and was just like, here's my before picture. Sorry, I smiled. And now I look at it and I'm like, no, like the truth was shining through. Like I wasn't smiling. I wasn't smirking. I'm like disappointed, and I can see embarrassment in my face. So, anyways, let me stop the screen share. So that's what you can do with Core de Force. And the workouts are fun. The workouts are, energizing. They are the main word, like I said, they interview us and ask us questions, and all the questions like, how do you feel, or like, what are your takeaway, like what do you feel when you, and my answer for everything was like, just badass. I feel badass when I'm doing it. I feel badass when I look at my pictures. I feel badass when I'm thinking about pressing play. I feel badass when I'm talking to people about it. I feel like an amazing person when I am a part of this workout, this program. Was I going to move on to nutrition yet? I don't know. I'm going to stick to format. Okay, so I told you guys that that you go an MMA workout, and then a strength, and then an MMA, and then a sculpt. So the workouts, if you guys didn't already know, the workouts range between 26 minutes and 47 minutes. And they're broken into 3-minute rounds. And so some are 6 rounds, some are 9 rounds, and some are 12 rounds. So essentially that's 26, 36, and 46 minutes. Technically 47 because they talk in the beginning. But that's how long the workouts are. The format for it, the first thing I did when I got my DVDs is, we don't get all the cool fancy materials like what it normally looks like, when we get programs. I got printed papers, and I got like bootleg like DVDs that just say like test group across them, and like it doesn't even say on the disc like what workouts are on the discs. So the first thing I did is like, I need to know what workout is on each disc. I'm going to write it on the outside or write on the envelope or something. So I'm writing it down. I was like, oh, I should probably see how long they are too. I put the first disc in. The first little segment is called a Learn It. I'm going to get to that. Learn It, and it's like 5 minutes. And I was like, I can do that. And then the second one is 26 minutes. I'm like, less than 30. All right, I can do that too. The next one was 36. And I was like, I don't know, that's kind of pushing it. And then I went on, and then I saw like 47-minute workouts, and I really started mentally like shutting down. I'm very much the kind of person that, like I said, I started with T25, and then from there I went to 21 Day Fix, and that's a 30-minute workout. And then I did a couple other things. Anytime something was longer than 30 minutes, I mentally just feel like I can't do it. I get tired right around minute 28, magically I'm just exhausted, like actually it was like usually around like 25 minutes, because I still had like one round of something and then a cool down. And I would just like not be able to mentally handle it. And I was really, really concerned about that with this program, considering I'm chosen to be a representative of it, right? I'm like, how am I going to do this? Because that's not me. And I got to those longer workouts, and because of the format, those 3-minute rounds, after I was done, I did not feel like I was working out for 47 minutes. Even now, I'm at day 65 in, I still don't feel like those 47-minute workouts are 47 minutes. You start and you're on round 1, and then before you know it, you're on round 4. Before you know it, you're on round 10, and then you're in the double digits, and it's practically over by then. So if you yourself, you struggle, or anybody else might want to be doing this program, and they struggle with having longer than 30 minutes, as long as they can find that extra 15 minutes in their day, which, come on, they can, mentally just assure people, it's not a bad 47 minutes. And it's not all of them that are 47 minutes, by the way. It's like there's an even mixture of the lengths of time. But that was huge for me. I don't know if that is for you guys, but that was huge for me, because mentally, when 22-minute hardcore came out, I was just like, that's going to be my jam, because it's only 22 minutes. That's it. Can we get an 18-minute something? I'm just like, how small can we get? And, for me. But now I've been doing this program. So the other thing I wanted to say about this was, I had a girl write me, and she said that, we're in the test group, we commit to 1 round, 2 rounds, or 3 rounds. So it's 30, 60, or 90 days. Well, most of us committed to 90 days. And she asked me, she said, can I ask you a question? I just want you to be honest with me. Like, I won't tell anybody. And she said, you just finished up day 60. She's like, are you sick of it? She's like, I've never done a program for 60 days. And I want to offer my girls in my challenge group what's going to be realistic for me. And if I feel like I can do it, I want to offer them 2 rounds, exclusive to Quarter Force, but I don't know, I've never done a program that long. And when I saw her question, I was just like, oh my gosh, I haven't been asked this yet. And I wrote her back, and I was just like, no, I am not sick of it. I am excited. I'm still fired up in round 3. I'm still fired up. We already asked them if they would keep our test group open, because we want to continue this journey together, along with our challengers. Well, we'll have the 2, but we're all committed. We're all like Quarter Force for life. This program is going to change so many lives. I really believe that this is going to be the new 21-day fix, or that it's at least going to give 21-day fix a run for its money. It's going to change so many lives. The reason I want to keep doing it is the results I'm getting. The results I'm getting are just so fantastic. When you feel amazing going into a workout, when you feel amazing during your workout, like I said before, badass, when you feel badass and you're getting badass results, why would you want to stop? The combinations, everything is it's so fun, and it's such a great variety. And so you're doing something, and then you switch, and then you're doing something else, and then you switch before you can get bored of it. And so she was like, wow, you're really passionate about that. I'm like, I am so glad you asked that, because nobody had asked me that yet. This is definitely a program that you can do for long periods of time without getting sick of it. I was worried about that too. I was, because I did alpha and beta of T25, and that's 10 weeks, and that was the longest I'd ever done a program. And so now I'm coming up on having done a program longer than that, and I plan on continuing going. So I have 1 more round that I'm committed to the test group, and then I have however many more rounds that I want to do with my challengers. So I just want to share that with you guys too, because I think that's an important part of a program, when somebody can honestly say, and it's not just me, so many people in the test group feel the same way. They're just like, I don't feel like I'll ever get sick of this. And how can you get sick of having these great results? So that's kind of the format side of things. I know a lot of people have questions about the nutrition plan and things like that. So as far as the nutrition plan goes, you're going to be eating clean calories. You're going to be eating, it is similar to our portion fix. If you guys aren't familiar with that, it's basically clean eating broken into categories. So you can make sure that you're getting enough veggies, make sure you're getting enough fruit, enough proteins, enough carbs, and it's just this formula that they've created. And the good thing about Quarter Force is you get extra food. That was the big secret that I had us keeping for the longest time. But now it's not a secret anymore. So in week 2 and in week 3, you get to add in food. So you're going to have your base kit, your baseline, and that's going to be what you're going to eat every day. And then in week 2, you get to add in a purple. You get an extra fruit. And I'm going to tell you a secret that you guys can take with you into your challenge group if you'd like. Within the test group, we actually have the nutritionist who helped Joel and Jericho with the nutrition plan. They debated between that purple being a purple or a yellow. And who doesn't want an extra yellow, right? But because human nature, when you guys get your food list, some of you guys who have followed our food plan or nutrition plans before, you'll know that the healthier, better options are towards the top. Hopefully you guys knew that. So there's those, and then at the bottom of your yellows, you have things like tortillas or whole wheat bread or whatever, but those are towards the bottom. So they were afraid that if they put a yellow on there, people wouldn't make good yellow choices. They'd then just go ahead and have like a full sandwich with like, you know, an extra slice of bread in between, and, you know, you'd like have these like triple stacks, and they wouldn't be getting good carb nutrients. So Dennis is his name. Dennis said if somebody wanted to, they could extra carb and they could extra yellow instead of extra purple. That's a little secret, but you guys can extra yellow instead of extra purple if you're picking all good yellows for that day. That was their big concern. That's why they opted for the purple, because all purples are going to be a fruit carb, and, you know, fruit is fruit. So if you're feeling like a little extra yellow in week 2, you got it. And then week 3, you get to keep that extra purple, and you get to add an extra blue. How cool is that? That means, let me just break that down for you. That means you can have avocado and cheese both together. I mean, mind blown. Taco Tuesday, week 3 is amazing. Let's just say that. And then week 4, you get really sad because your purple and your blue get taken away. And you just kind of cry a little tear. Just cry a little bit. No, just kidding. So that is, I love that we get extra food. The workouts kind of intensify in those weeks. And so they're very cognizant of that. And so like their bodies are going to need extra fuel. Something else I want to tell you guys as far as the nutrition goes, and I want you guys to take this into your challenge groups as well. If you are finding yourself tired, this is not a high impact program, but it is a high intensity program. A lot of times when you're setting yourself up for a meal plan, for a nutrition guide or whatever, and you're doing the brackets, you guys don't know I'm talking about brackets, you'll understand once you get the program. And say like you're really close between the two, you're probably going to pick the lower one. I mean, some people like food and they're like, oh, I'm going to try and eat more. But other people think that if they eat less, they'll get better results. If you are in between, I implore you to go higher. Your body's going to need that fuel for these workouts. A lot of girls in the test group were feeling really tired and really fatigued in week like towards the end of week 2 and going into week 3. And Dennis told them, he was like, you guys need to up your food. And that's very scary to tell somebody who's on a fitness journey, let alone one who's in a test group whose results are going to promote the program. But he told them, they listened, and they all ended up, they had higher energy, and that means they could hit their workouts harder, and they got the results. So know that if you're struggling, if you are feeling tired or whatever, up your calories or add an extra protein that, you know, the day that you're feeling tired or the next day. The nutrition plan is really, really good. You really need to listen to your bodies as well. I mean, they upped it for the fact that the workouts intensify, but you need to make sure that you're taking care of yourself. You shouldn't be dragging, you know, when you work out, that should give you energy. It shouldn't take all of your energy from you. So just if that happens, that was an experience that we had in the test group. So I'm trying to make sure everyone knows that, because some people to eat more, like I said, when they're on a health and fitness journey, it can be scary sometimes, but just know that that is totally acceptable, and bumping yourself up an entire bracket, you're still going to get your results. The other thing I want to talk about as far as still getting your results is the modifier. The modifier is amazing. She's actually in the test group with us. Her name is Jessica, and she is actually a master trainer for Beachbody, and she's amazing. She is fantastic. Like I was saying, my arm strength, my upper body strength is not very, very good. So I had to hang out whenever there's a modifier. Like I always just like hanging with Jessica. Like that's, instead of saying like, oh, I did the modifier, I'm like, I was just hanging out with Jessica. So when I was hanging out with Jessica, it's really awesome because you still get results because you're still using that section of your body that's going to help sculpt that part. And what I really love, I haven't even talked about Joel and Jericho together yet. Those of you guys have done the sample workout. Like you can see the dynamic that they have together. They never miss a beat. They're so good together. And what they do is not, you know, it's not choreo. When they're shooting, they know what moves they're going to do, but they don't know what they're going to say. They don't know how they're going to respond to each other. And their flow is just so natural. And one of my favorite things that they do throughout the program is they focus on Jessica a lot. They walk over to Jessica when she's over there and she's doing her modified push-ups on her knees. They walk over to her. They make sure that the modifier, if you're modifying, that you know the form that she's doing. And then they challenge her. And they say, all right, Jessica, it's time to get on your toes. So if you're hanging out with Jessica in that moment and you hear Joel or Jericho go over and be like, if not now, when? Get on your toes. I know you can do it. Guess what? I got on my toes and I freaking did it. And now I do them all on my toes. So it's going to be so great for people who are hanging out with Jessica and knowing that they're still getting results when they hang out with her, but then knowing that one of those times they're going to hear Joel and Jericho say that, like, let's step it up. You can do this. And they're going to hear it, and it's going to be the time for them to step it up, and they're never going to go back. And it's an amazing thing that they do with the modifier. I just love how much they interact with her and just challenge her. Because I know for somebody who was hanging out with her and, you know, doing what she was doing, and obviously you guys saw my results, I still got really great results. I didn't have to do so much with her on the MMA stuff, but all the strength and sculpting stuff, I was pretty much like, my first few weeks I was just with her like practically for every single move. But yeah, the other thing is form. I mentioned the Learn It videos. There is a Learn It video for every single MMA workout, and the Learn It videos are only 4 to 6 minutes, and they're going to teach you how to throw the punch, how to do the knee, how to do the switch leg, where your kick should be. The first couple weeks of the program, in the test group, everyone's posting their videos of their switch roundhouse kicks because we're all like cheerleaders. And so we're just like, pew! And we're like posting our videos because like all we wanted was like the other people to be like, dang, look at your kicks, girl. Look at you. Yeah. I know, that's why I posted mine. I was like, I know I got high kicks. And like, I got these like high cheerleader kicks and I'm just waiting for the comments to roll in like, dang, badass. I'm like, I know, right? And then I realized that I wasn't doing the kicks right. And I learned how to do the kicks right, and now my kicks maybe come up between my shoulder and my head, but I also learned how to lean back. And so now I'm actually using the parts of my body that I'm supposed to be using for the switch roundhouse kick. I'm not just using my leg, like hyperextending my hamstring to get my kick up here. I'm actually pivoting my foot on the ground, and I'm kicking, and I'm trying to point my toe to the ground instead of like, you know, a rocket, and kicking my toe towards the ground and leaning back so I'm engaging my core. So doing that, and when you're really focusing on the movements, you might not kick very high, and they even say that. As long as your form is good, though, you're getting the most out of the move. I actually do things slower now than when I first started, because when I first started, it was just like punch, punch, kick, kick, punch, punch. And then I was just like, there was a couple days that, I'm not going to lie, I hurt myself. I had really sore knees because then I could tell I was doing things wrong. So then I listened more for their cues. It's another great thing about the program. Not only do they go to the modifier a bunch, they are constantly, because one of them is showcasing the move and the other one's talking about it, constantly talking about form. Do those Learn Its. Continue to do the Learn Its. You know, it's only 4 or 5 minutes added onto your workout. Do them before every workout if you want to, but make sure you're doing it at least the first time before every single one of them. It's slow pace. It's just showing you the moves. It's showing you how you're going to pivot your foot and things like that. But I do less switch roundhouse kicks now, day 65, than I did on day 6. Because on day 6, it was just all about getting my leg back in the air. Just get that leg up, you know? And now it's about, where's my foot? Where am I turning? And that's something else you guys can take into your groups, is making sure form is on point, because people can hurt themselves. You know, it's not a dangerous program. I'm not trying to scare anybody away from it or anything like that. But form is key. Listen to their cues. They are going to help you guys with those pivots and with knowing where your placement should be, and listening about your knees and things like that, because you want to protect yourself. And not just protect yourself, but like I used the example of my switch roundhouse. I wasn't leaning back before, so I wasn't even engaging my core. It was all about just hamstring. It was just my hamstring like stretching. That's all it was. I wasn't turned right, so I wasn't getting the side. My oblique wasn't being engaged. My core wasn't being engaged. And then I do it right, and I'm going to get a better benefit. It's not just a caloric burn. It's a muscle definition plus a caloric burn. So I think that's all I have written on my notes. I want to leave time to see if you guys had any specific questions about the program that I could answer for you guys. But that's all I had on my notes to make sure that I wanted to touch on for you guys. So if you guys
Yay! That was so awesome. Oh my God, I had like no idea about most of it. But I did have, if you guys have questions, you can either unmute yourself and ask, or you can type them in the chat box and we can read them off of the chat. Either way. Were you like really, really sore at the beginning?
Oh yeah, I still get sore. But in the beginning, yes, we were all very, very sore. You're using completely different muscles, especially like I just said, when you're doing it correctly. You know, you can stand in your fighter stance and you can just punch like this, but when you're punching with that foot pivot and you're using your foot and the weight against it, you start to feel it all through here. There's this one move in week 3 in MMA plyo, and it's called the Superman punch, and it's so fun. And you like load up your arm, you load up your leg, and then you fly through the air and you punch. And you do that, and then like I said, there's the MMA and then the strength. And then the day after that, you do strength, and you're not thinking much of it. And then you do MMA plyo again. And that first time you throw that Superman punch, you almost drop, and not in a bad way. You're like, oh, there's that muscle that I hadn't ever used before. Now I'm using. Okay, nice to see you again. Because it's not a soreness until you're using it. But yeah, it's very normal to be sore when you're starting a new program because you're using new muscles, especially a program like this. It's unlike any of our other programs. So you will be sore. But when I say I'm sore still, like it's like random soreness, you know, like when I push myself and like with the push-ups, I can do them on my toes now. So of course, when you're doing a traditional push-up on your toes versus a modified push-up, you're actually using different muscles. And so when I do them on my toes now, I'm usually sore the next day, like through my chest and in my arms, because I'm using different muscles. But the general soreness does get better. But yes, we were all very, very sore our first couple of weeks.
Well, what I noticed too is like, at least on the sneak peek workout, the MMA speed, like while you're doing the workout, you don't really feel much, you know, like there are certain workouts like 21 Day Fix Extreme plyo or like leg day or whatever, where literally like during the workout, you're like, my legs can't go anymore. And with MMA speed, like I never felt like that. But then I woke up the next day and like my whole like sides and back of my core were so sore. I was like, holy crap, that's what I worked yesterday. So I just thought that, because a lot of times, you know, with other workouts like 21 Day Fix or something, when you have like an upper fix day where it's, you know, it's not something that you feel like you're getting in a great workout. But then, you know, the next day you can feel where you worked. I wanted to know if you felt that way about some of the workouts, like where you may not feel it like while you're doing it, but then afterwards, the next few days, you definitely know what you were working.
Definitely. Like Nicole Holt, she did day 1 and she was nervous because she explained just like what you just said. She didn't feel like she got a good workout in, and she was like, oh my gosh, this isn't going to do anything for me. I feel like I need to go to the gym and work out for 2 hours or I'm not going to get any results. The next day she was like, disregard. She was like, I'm so sore. Now, some of the workouts, the longer ones, and it's not just because they're longer, it's because those are the higher intensity ones, you will feel drained during the workout. I know that the MMA speed, with it only being 26 minutes, and you're really just doing basics. Like we don't get into a lot of legs in that one. There's I don't even know if we do knee. Is there knees in that one?
Yeah.
Do you guys remember doing knees? Okay.
No, there's like switch kicks and kicks, a couple.
Yeah, okay. So other one, like as you get more, like when you're doing kicks and things like that, you will start to feel it more during the workout. You know, you will feel like you got a good workout. And not just myself, but a lot of the test group, we've never sweat as much as we've sweat during this program. Like, I mean, I'm a sweater anyways, but like this is like I have to stop and like wipe the sweat off my face to make sure that the sweat doesn't get in my eyes because I wear contacts. And if any of you do, guys, you know how that feels. It's just like death. And like having to do that and then still having like a crazy sweaty selfie picture. My Snapchat is like not even funny because I decided to start getting really gross on there sometimes. Like when I'm dripping sweat, I'll just like put it on here and then I'll like put it on my Snapchat in like slow motion. It's just like sweat. And I'm like, you guys are so gross for watching this, but whatever. But the soreness is there, but you will, I'd say that is probably the only one that you might feel sometimes that you're not getting as good of a workout in. The other ones, you will feel it while you're doing it. Like that strength, the first time you do the strength DVD, you'll be like, I'm done. Just kidding. No, you'll feel it. The soreness is there, but it's a good sore. It's a really good sore.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, and I'm glad you talked about the nutrition, about adding in the containers or choosing a higher calorie bracket if you're like feeling tired, because I know, especially like in the challenge groups I run, so many women have this mentality that like, I just need to work out more and eat less and I'll lose more weight. And to know that you had the nutritionist with you in the program and that's what they recommended, because our bodies do need, like, especially when we're doing intense workouts, we need more we actually need more to lose weight.
Yep, especially when your calories are clean calories, you can't overeat kale, kale and carrots and, vegetables. You're not going to sabotage your diet because you had some spinach, some extra spinach. It's not going to happen. You're eating clean and your body can process those foods a lot better. Now, we joked about the wine earlier. As written, it is a 30-day program with no wine. Or no alcohol, if you want maximum results. It's no alcohol. There's technically no rest days. Your 7th day is an active recovery, and the active recovery is just 20 minutes long, and it's 10 minutes. This just shows you how important form is. It's 10 minutes of reviewing form, and then it's 10 minutes of really good stretching. So I mean, it's an active recovery. It's a really mellow day, but it's on there. I was going to say something else when you...
Well, because I know with like 21 Day Fix, like 2 days a week with that nutrition, you can have a dessert instead of a yellow, and 2 days a week you can have a wine instead of a yellow. So I didn't know, because it's using the containers, I didn't know how closely it was going to follow that.
So in that regards, I've been comparing it more to 21 Day Fix Extreme as far as no cheats, but it's not as restrictive as 21 as 21 Day Fix Extreme. It's just 21 Day Fix, no cheats, basically. So you're not going to swap out a yellow for some potato chips or for a cookie or whatever. Now you can get creative. We were making all kinds of desserts like in our group. You just get creative with what you can have, like I was making Shakeology candy bars like all the time, and that's, like totally allowed. And I would just snack on it and like have it in my freezer and just like break off a chunk, my peanut butter Shakeology candy bar, and it was like totally did the job. Before this, I always see those recipes like out on Pinterest or whatever, and I never tried them. And then I was like, man, I'm used to giving myself like a little bit of a chocolate treat or something. I was like, I'm just going to try it. What's the worst that can happen? I get a little extra Shakeology in me, right? It was so good. And it's so simple. It's so good. Shakeology, coconut oil, and then smear some melted peanut butter on it, stick it in the freezer. It's amazing.
And it takes like 5 minutes to make.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And then this one girl kept making all these like different like parfaits and like making us drool over them. And we're just like, what are you doing? Like, never seen yogurt look so delicious. A lot of people were doing the nice cream, the frozen banana ice creams. I mean, you can still, it's just a matter of being ready for it and knowing, I personally save my Shakeology for evening time a lot because I know that I get munchy in the evening time. So I was always trying to do that. I feel like I was going to say something when you were saying something about the eating. The supplement line. If you guys plan on using the supplement line, the ones that are recommended for this program, and this was to go with the soreness as well. The ones that are recommended for this program are Energize, Recovery, and Recharge. Hydrate is technically for longer workouts. You're not going to do any trouble if you drink Hydrate, but Dennis, who was our main nutritionist, he said that Hydrate does have extra sugars in it, and with it having the extra sugars. If you're using for like a 26-minute workout, your body's didn't need those extra things in it to absorb the water that you're going to be drinking in that 30-minute span. So they usually recommend hydrate for something that's longer than an hour workout in general. And so then, because this is a high intensity but also a high impact program, they did suggest recover and recharge. I probably have only used recharge like maybe 5 times in like the 65 days, just because the recover does fine for me. I mix like a half a scoop of the recover in my Shakeology, and I'm usually fine. But on those days, like I said, where I really feel like I pushed myself that extra bit, or the days when I am up on my toes on those push-ups and doing most everything my full out, I will take some recharge that night so that I wake up nice and not sore. But Dennis says your supplements are free as long as you are earning them. You don't get to have recharge if you only did 3 rounds of your 9-round workout and the rest you were sitting there staring at your TV and tending to figure out the moves. Or if you had Real Housewives on also and you started watching that instead of doing your workout. You have to earn your supplements, but they're free.
Okay, so I'm just going to chime in here. For anyone who's watching this who doesn't know what she's talking about the Beachbody Performance line.
Sorry.
That's okay. Energize is the pre-workout. It's awesome. If you've never had it, you need to try it. It's like the bomb.
If you ever don't want to work out, you drink your Energize, and you literally, your body has to work out.
Yeah. And it's like these lines have been developed, or this line was developed by Harvard-trained scientists. Like, they are the top of the line. I personally was nervous about Energize when I was first going to try it, because I have an irregular heartbeat, so I didn't want anything that was going to make me feel like really like jittery, and it doesn't do that. It just like gets you ready, gets you focused, and it actually, like, I love it. It like makes you kind of tingly. It's really, I don't know, it's cool. But that's Energize. Recover is right after you work out, you drink Recover. And then Recharge is right before you go to bed, you drink it. And it makes a difference. Like, if you deal with a lot of soreness, Recover and Recharge can make a huge difference. I know I used both of those when I did the Master's Hammer and Chisel, and I noticed such a huge difference. So I'm glad you brought that up, because that was something.
Yeah. And what's great about them, because I've never been big on supplements. So when we came out with the performance line, I was like, well, I'm going to try it, because that's my job, is to try it. You know, I didn't really have high expectations because I didn't know much about supplements, but it really does, like Lauren said, it really does help so much, so that the next day your body is that much more prepared to go work out again. You can give it your all. You're not, I'm too sore to do this, or so I'm just going to do it, I'm just going to half-ass it, but at least I still did it. No, you're completely fine. So you can really just go hit it hard the next day. It's crazy how they work. Like, it really, really do work so well.
I agree. One last question. So I am 19 weeks pregnant. So when we start this, I'll be halfway through my pregnancy. Is this program doable for somebody like me who's pregnant? I mean, I think it is, but I just want to, with the modifier, if people have like injuries or some, well, it depends on what kind of injury, but
yeah. This actually, I was on a call last night with Joel and Jericho. We were speaking to another team together, and somebody asked that question, and they said, absolutely, especially if you've been fit your pregnancy, you might want to be careful those ground to fighter stances. Maybe
I don't do those.
Yeah. Could you imagine?
Like trying to lay on your seat.
Make sure you're hanging out. Make sure you're hanging out with Jessica on those. But yeah, definitely, it actually can, Jericho was saying how it actually will be really good for your core, to help your core stay engaged during your pregnancy. It's one of those things, obviously, anytime anybody's pregnant or nursing or anything, listen to your body. But they said it was 100% safe for pregnant ladies. Just, don't overdo it, and know your limitations, and just being cognizant of your balance, and really just taking good care of your form. Don't be trying to do those rocket kicks. legs, because you don't want to lose your footing from your stable legs. So just really being sure what you're capable of. So like you said, you'll be halfway through your pregnancy, and I saw your cute little bumpy picture. But women who are earlier in their pregnancy who don't have a bump or whatever, they just making sure they're cautious with what they should be capable of. So, but yeah, definitely safe for pregnancy.
Okay, great. I had another question and then I just totally forgot it. Does anybody else have any questions for Jenni? She covered a ton. I was like sitting here, I had a list of questions and you covered most of them. So I was like, dude, I don't even have that many. But what was I going to, I was just going to point out that I love that you said that this is such a perfect program for women and for moms, because that's what I've been saying, because I can't tell you how many women, like, the core is just like, it's so hard to tone your core. And it's not even about toning your core, but strengthening your core. Like, it's so important to have a strong core just for everyday life and activities we want to do. So I was really excited when you said that too, because that's kind of how I felt about the program.
Yeah, I want to show you guys, I appreciate you guys being on for as long as I know I can ramble, but I want to show you guys something. This is another teammate of ours. She's in the test group as well. She had 2 C-sections, and a couple other women in the test group share her same story. She had 2 C-sections, and even when she was at her fittest before she had her thyroid problems, her OB told her, as well as a plastic surgeon, that she would never get a flat stomach without having surgery, and she didn't want to go for that option. And so she's in the quarter force test group with me, and her stomach has never ever in her entire life been as flat as it is right now, and she's doing something that doctors told her that she could never do.
Holy cow.
Yeah. And so you look at this, and she did this in 60 days. These are her 60-day results. And her stomach is flattening out. And she said, you can see, look at her belly button on the pictures on the left. It's crazy what this program is doing for women, for moms. And like I said, it's not created for women and moms specifically, because the men in the group are having amazing results as well. But how amazing is that? People were told that they could only get these results with surgery, and now they're getting these results with this program. I don't know how well this will.
Well, the other thing I noticed when you shared your results photos, the ones you just said you posted this week, was, you can see the difference in your midsection, but your legs, like, that was like huge difference, which I think is so cool, because when we think of core to force, we think core. So to see that it is a total body transformation, and to see how much leaner your legs have gotten was like jaw dropping. Yeah,
I've lost almost 6 inches combined in my thighs, so almost 3 inches in each thigh, I think it was. Is that? Yeah, something like that, like crazy. Yeah, crazy amount. Crazy amount. Something else I want to touch on with you guys real quick before we go. I'm so sorry. I know I can ramble. I warned Lauren that I can ramble. When you're doing this program, you guys saw my results. You guys saw Nicole's results. Nicole has lost 6 pounds. That's it. Those results that I just showed you, only 6 pounds. I say only. Her body is completely transformed. I told you guys in the very beginning, this is not a weight loss program. This is a total body transformation program. Throw away your scale, or just take your initial weight and then don't care what the end result says. What matters is that gene progression that I showed you guys. The fact that I'm wearing jeans that I'm supposed to be wearing right now. The fact that I lost 18 inches so far. That's 1.5 feet, you guys. 1.5 feet. Take out a measuring tape or a ruler and look at 18 inches, and that's how much I've lost. Nicole has lost 26 inches. Like, that's crazy. Do not focus on the scale with this program. It is transforming your body, and just know that it's working by the way that your clothes are fitting, by the confidence that you're feeling, and by the fact that you're, like I said, your clothes are fitting better. The scale is not your friend when it comes to a fitness journey. A weight loss journey and a fitness journey are very different, and this is a fitness journey, and this is a health journey. So just make sure that you're not thinking that you're not getting results because of that scale. And just, if you're a scale person, that's totally fine. If I wasn't in the test group, with the way I feel about the scale now, I wouldn't be weighing myself, but I have to for the test group because people do want to know numbers. But the first round, I was really stuck on the scale and what it was doing. And then I saw my pictures and I was like, oh my gosh. And I saw my measurements, and I lost, I think 13 of those inches. 13 of those inches was just in the first month. Like, that's bananas. I want to say 13 inches was in the first month, something like that. I'd have to go back to my old picture to find out, but maybe it was 10. I don't know. But anyways, that's what you focus on. The scale. Joel actually is really funny when he talks about it. Joel says the scale is like an ex-girlfriend. It'll lie to you all the time. But yeah, so it's not about the scale. It's about all the other things. The program is challenging physically, and it's challenging mentally, but you do it, and you survive, and you feel badass doing it because you know it was hard in a good way, and you know that you got through it in a good way. So that's really what I wanted to leave you guys with is with not focusing on those numbers on the scale, because you're going to transform your body in ways that you might have never thought possible. I never thought I could get results like that in 60 days. And I still have, according to the scale, I still have a lot of weight that I can lose. But if I will let the scale say that same number that it says right now, if my body keeps making the changes that it's making, and I'll never worry about that number on the scale again. So,
thank you. You preach. That's what I do. I don't weigh myself. I haven't weighed myself in 10 years. I never weigh myself.
That's awesome. Yeah, I think that's where I'm going to go. That's where I'm hoping to get to. But
it's about how your clothes fit and how you feel.
Yes. Hold on, let me see 1 second. If you guys have 1.5 more minutes, 1 second, I have to pull it up. Where is it? Okay. I don't know how well this will play on share, but I'm going to share it anyways. This is a collage that I put together of some of the girls in the test group, just the women, because I'm going to do a separate one for the men, just the women in the group of their results, their 60-day results. So hopefully this shows up really good for you guys. I don't know if it will on share, but. That's all.
Awesome.
Why is it still playing?
It's just cool to see so many different body types. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
it's not just like if you have a lot of weight to lose, like even if you would post a before photo that most people would say, well, you're already fit, you can see a significant difference between the before and after. So that's so awesome.
Yeah. There's one of the girls in the group, my 60-day looks like very similar to her day one. And so I look at her 60-day and I'm like, I could get there in another 60 days. Like I'm in, and it keeps my fire burning, because her day one is where I'm at my day 60. And I'm just like, it makes me so excited if I could have her, her 60-day results in 60 more days. So,
and that'll be right at the end of the year.
I know.
Perfect way to start off 2017.
I know. I'm so excited.
Well, thank you so, so much, Jenni. This has been awesome. Like, absolutely wonderful. Thank you for taking the time to share this with us. I really, really appreciate it.
It was my pleasure. And you guys go out there, get Quarter-Force, and just be badass and get awesome results. And make sure you send them to Lauren so that she can send them to me, because I want to see what you guys all do with this program. I'm very excited. I feel like I've been keeping a secret for 60 days, and now it's finally going to be out and everybody can have it.
Well, I think it's going to be, like you said, if not as big, close to as big as 21 Day Fix, because just the excitement that I've seen personally from people I've talked to about it is just through the roof. Like, haven't seen that kind of excitement in quite a while. So I'm excited.
Me too.
Okay. Well, you guys have a great night. Thanks for hopping on. And thank you again, Jenni. And we'll see you all later.
Bye, guys.
Bye.